I'm back on the AT. I'm so happy about that. I've been home for 11 days and I just got back on trail from Salisbury, Connecticut. That's where I left off. And I was in the little market, Ravine market in town, getting a sandwich and a salad just to eat as a very late lunch. It's been a long day of driving and I just didn't want to stop because I wanted to get the rental back on time. And this man approached me and he said, "Do you need a ride back to the trail?" And I said, "Actually, I would love one." It was only like 8/10 of a mile to walk to it, but it was nice to not have to because I've got to get about, I don't know, 7 to maybe 9 miles in today. It's already 4:30. So I was very thankful for that. He even gave me some doxycycline in case I have a tick bite. He said, "I promise I'm not giving you a roofie," and he showed me the bottle, but I've actually had the thought of reaching out to my internist to see if he would give me some doxy just to have on hand in case I did have a tick bite. But I'm all lathered up with picaridin. My clothes are all treated with permethrin, so hopefully I'll stay in the clear with that, but good to have it just in case. But I'm going to start walking, and I just feel like I've been smiling ever since I hit the trail 5 seconds ago. I love being home. I was home for 11 days. I got to see my niece get married in Atlanta, and all my siblings were there at that wedding. My dad, of course, was there, and so good to see him. He is still waiting on more test results to stage his cancer, but things are in motion for that this Wednesday. And then my nephew got married 2 nights ago to the sweetest girl, and that was in Waynesville, in my hometown, so that was close by. Gorgeous wedding, both of them beautiful, very different. Ooh, and something just landed on my eye, some kind of bug. So I'm on the Lion's Head is the name of this mountain, I guess. Maybe it's just the overlook, but it's really cool. There's this ridge line right in front of me that just runs almost not at eye level, but barely above it. You can see it over there. It just kind of keeps rolling. It's so pretty. It's just really unique. I don't even know how to describe it. I can hear a creek rushing below. And man, what a special day to get back on trail, even though I'm a sweaty mess. It's just because I've climbed up this thing, but it's really cool tonight. And I think you're supposed to only camp in designated campsites, and there's nowhere to camp here anyway. But if there was, and if it were allowed, this would be where I would stop for the night, even though I'm only not even 3 miles in yet. But onward, I've got to get 7 miles in to stay on track. I got to hand it to Connecticut for trail maintenance through this section. It is immaculate. I mean, they're rocks and roots, and it's a trail, but it's like not a stick out of place kind of trail. Nothing that's blocking the path, very well marked. Just really a lovely way to spend the evening getting into camp. So thank you, trail maintainers of Connecticut. So if you're wondering where is Untouchable in the mix right now, he is working his way back to the trail too. He was supposed to be on trail with me tonight and to meet up in camp, however late he got here. But he called me today when I was driving back, and I'm not sure what happened. There's a disconnect somewhere with him. He thought that he could drive his car to Hanover, New Hampshire, and then take like a Greyhound and an Amtrak, Uber, I don't know. It was like planes, trains, and automobiles to get back to Salisbury. I don't think he looked at the timetables for all that, is what I'm starting to figure out, because he can't do that until tomorrow. He can get to Hanover, but the bus won't leave until 3 in the morning. So he's only going to be about 24 hours delayed. He likes to fly by the seat of his pants. That boy can be a mess when he does that, because it doesn't always work out the way he wants it to, but he always figures it out. And I was half tempted to try and drive up to New Hampshire to pick him up and bring him back in my rental, but they needed the car back for somebody else. And honestly, I was a little relieved because my sciatic nerve does not like cheap rental car seats, and it had a lot of time in the one that I was in. So he'll figure it out, but that's where he is. And I'm going to have to kind of recalibrate our miles. We've got things mapped out for the next 5 days, and I only have so much food to get me so far, so I'll figure it out in camp tonight, but he'll be here, no worries. And he was as excited as I was about getting on trail, and I hate that he's going to start off probably exhausted, but he's young, he'll catch up and be fine. Like every state has a personality, so do all the trail signs in each state. I really like it. Connecticut's have had kind of this grayish green blue color to them. They're all pretty old, but I wonder why this is so tall. This is really, like I'm having to really raise my arm. Wondering maybe because of snow pack, like it snows so much that they have to put it up high. I don't know. Chime in if you know. I guess that's the under mountain trail. But what matters the most is that I am going to where is it? Sages Ravine, 1.7 miles, but I got a stiff climb ahead of me for 0.9 miles. Gotta get on it. Look at those clouds, y'all. That's not doctored up on this image or this video. That's just the way they look. I mean, maybe they're a little bit less, there we go, less pronounced, but they look like a painting. Oh, and it's so quiet up here. I don't think I'm at the actual summit yet. This is Bear Mountain. It's just this rocky overlook. Oh my gosh. Thinking I may be at the summit. Look at this rock wall. I'm gonna see if I can climb it. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. Very cool. Just now realizing there's this monument. It says, I think this says, this monument marks the highest ground in Connecticut. 2,300 and either 50 or 64 feet. Built in 1885, I think. I can't read the rest of it. It's old, y'all. Look at this. This is really cool, though. Let me turn back so you can see what the whole thing looks like. So cool. Per the norm, you just can't capture the scale of how steep something is, but the descent off Bear Mountain is way worse than the ascent. I mean, I think I would rather go up that than down it, actually, because you just have to go so painstakingly slow if you're me, because I just don't want to slip. And these rocks are kind of that barely wet slickness right now, so it would be easy to do. Even this kind of stuff is, you know, you step wrong, you got to watch it. But I think I'm through the worst of it, and less than a mile to camp, so that's good. Made it to camp, Sages Ravine campsite. There's a lot of campsites here. They're all spread out, and I walked around a good bit of it. I think I'm the only one here, which is really surprising. But I'm gonna have to start dealing with tent platforms a lot, I know, and I might have to get some of those little cam thingies that people use. Because right now, this is definitely, you know, not the most perfect pitch. It works, but I got lucky. So, yeah. We'll see how well she stands up tonight, but this one's not even staked in. I wondered why I had an extra stake, then I remembered I just looped it around that board. Yeah, and it's strong wind, I'd be a little worried. I just got in my tent to put my pad in here in my sleeping bag, which, by the way, I switched out from my 15-degree quilt to my Z-Packs. I think this is a 30-degree bag. It might be 20. I think it's 30, though. One of us has a 20, my husband, and one has a 30. But look what this little guy, he was a little souvenir that somehow Ugh, I don't even want to touch him. He's dead, but gross. He was in here from my last night on camp. That was how tired I was and just hot. I guess he was trying to escape the heat. Sorry, buddy. Rest in peace. But anyway, so yeah, I switched out to, I think this is a 30-degree bag, and Larry has the 20-degree when I went home, and that's about all I really switched. I did switch out some clothes. I'm sleeping in less winter type stuff at night. I'm just going to sleep. I'll show it to you later, but just here it is. It's what I was hiking in on the last stretch. It's just a very lightweight t-shirt. And then these are just like little Lululemon Align leggings. They're real buttery soft and like yoga kind of leggings. But I don't mind sleeping in those. And then everything else is about the same, I think. So actually, I did bring a hoodie. I'll show you guys that tomorrow, maybe, because I'll probably wear it in the morning, because right now I'm sleeveless, but I know I won't always want to be sleeveless. So just a sun hoodie. But other than that, everything's pretty much the same. My shoes are new. I did get some new Olympus. These are the 275s, and I've worn these once already. I do like these a lot, and they wore well, and they're lighter than the regular Olympus. I think these go back to like the Olympus of old, before they started getting into the higher generations. And I can't even begin to tell you what the difference is, because pretty much if it's an Olympus, it works for my foot no matter what the generation is. I do like the laces on these better because they're longer. The regular Olympus, they're really short, and I can't double tie them or do like the little, thing where you cinch it around your ankle more. I don't know what that's called, but I like to do that little extra loop. So you're not supposed to have to wear gaiters with these. It's supposed to have this built-in gaiter, but I don't trust it, so I still wear my gaiters. But that's it. I'm going to make some dinner and, yeah, call it a night. I'll see y'all in the morning.